Welcome, everybody, to our podcast on Online Isolation 2. I'm here with the winner of Online Isolation 1, Dee Dee. How's it going, Dee Dee?
I am good. I am good.
And I'm here with Dot from Online Survival 2, a social player in his own right. How are you doing?
Doing well. Not a champion myself, but definitely a contestant, a competitor, if you will.
Participation award.
Yes, thank you. I'll take it. I will take it.
I tried to get more people from Online Isolation 1, but it's been a struggle. But I'm hoping to have Lils in future podcasts. If you're listening to this podcast, you can find Online Isolation on YouTube. You can search it. How did you guys enjoy the first episode? It was a little long, but Dot, you seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's just so interesting because, I tried to take notes and I ended up with just way too many. I'm gonna have to find a new way to reorganize the notes because there's just a lot going on, a lot of different personalities. Some people are already thinking about strategies and competitors and that kind of thing, and some people not already. So yeah, just super interesting. All the different personalities and how people are thinking about the game already, and that kind of thing.
Dee Dee, what about you?
It's very interesting, very different also. I noticed a lot of people are, what was it? I wrote down notes, Libras. I noticed it was a lot of Libras. But they don't act alike. That's so strange to me.
Well, they're a little bit less dramatic than your cast, Dee Dee, but
probably
maybe
could-
more strategic. That's a possibility.
Yeah. I probably couldn't be in this season. I would have been out the first day.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, I want to do a bit of a cast assessment. I'll just go through the list, I guess. We'll go ahead and start with Kiara Shikito or Kiara Shikio. We'll just call her Kia for this podcast. It's not her real name anyway. But Dot, any thoughts on her in this first episode?
Kia, yeah, Kia was a lot of fun. I'm glad we're gonna call her Kia because I feel like everybody called her something different.
Yes, you had about
in their
20
confessionals.
I thought somebody said Kakarot. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's tough. It's not said the way that it's pronounced, the way that it's spelled, so it's really tough. But she definitely had the most energy of the group. She was very bubbly, really friendly, always smiling, really, loud. And like people were saying, she was leading a lot of the conversations and always had something to say, which is good for most people. I feel like whenever you're the most vocal, sometimes it puts a target on your back. People seem to see you as a threat. There are some people that were kind of turned off by how outgoing she was being. So it could turn out to bite her in the butt being, that vocal and that loud. But I think she's just being herself and trying to have fun. But that kind of thing can work against you sometimes.
You thought she was being a little bossy, Dee Dee. Do you think she was being bossy or just a matter of circumstance?
It's a matter of circumstance. I don't see she was being bossy. I just saw her starting conversation.
Which, because she was with, I guess, more younger people, according to her. We know one person was offended by her but do you think that hurt her, maybe?
Maybe. Some people can be a little bit sensitive. I know firsthand because I could be a little bit sensitive, but that was nothing to get hurt about. I guess she was thinking about her as she was 19 years ago. I don't know.
Aw.
It was weird though because I felt like she felt like she was old and that would hurt her, and then she said "oh," and that made him hurt. I don't know. Dot, what did you think of that situation?
Yeah, I didn't think it was that big a deal. I think Mondo was being a little bit sensitive with that. But with a social game like this, those little cues can sometimes tick people off.
Yep.
And it seems like even a couple of days later, he still hasn't really let go of the grudge with Kia. So it's those kind of little things you have to watch out for. And I feel like with how much she's talking and how freely she's talking, things like that can come out by accident. So you got to be careful.
Do you guys think she's going to keep that same energy and keep talking a lot, even though she thinks she's being bossy?
Yeah, she can't turn it off.
I think she'll adjust a little bit. She's already kind of tried to not lead as much conversation, at least in the second chat that she had. But agree with Dee Dee. You can only do too much. With how long these conversations are going to be as well. I don't think she's going to be able to not be herself. She's just not the type.
She reminds me of like a watered down Lils.
I can see that to an extent.
And she's watered down. I can't see her being a watered down version of anything. She's
watered
all bright lights.
You haven't seen Lils.
yeah, not yet.
I love Lils, but
We'll go ahead and talk about Erin. Actually, was also in this group. She's kind of stayed in the background though so far. Do you think that will bold evolve for her if she's not seen like a threat like you were, Dee Dee?
I'm looking at the screenshots. I forgot who Erin was. Okay, Erin with the cat. Got it. She seems like a good competitor for this competition though. Like she seems like not me per se, but similar to like a Monet or something.
But like a non-threat, you agree?
Yeah.
Dot, do you think that could help her or hurt her?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's more of a go with the flow person. To me, honestly, it seems like she has a good head on her shoulders. I see her playing pretty smart, at least, maybe not with too much strategy. But I think with her kind of going with the flow and leaning back and not bringing up too attention, she can make it pretty far. She probably won't be seen as a threat by too many of her peers. So I think she'll be fine for a while.
She is a Leo, but she's not like Adam at all, Dee Dee. But any thoughts on that?
I don't know. I really don't get into zodiac signs that much to comment on someone else's. I only know about mine. That's it.
Yeah, I can't keep up.
I'll comment on the next person to Shelby's channel. We'll talk about Shelby next. She's one of the Libras. I think she's probably the most Libra in that she's very good at trying to blend in. But any first impressions of Shelby?
Yeah, I mean, she was cool. I feel like she vibed pretty well. Most people commented that she was quiet, but I don't feel like it was quiet in a suspicious way, just more of a quiet in a shy way. So, she doesn't bring too much attention to herself as well. So I think she can be okay in that spot for now.
Yeah, I agree.
I think she's doing well.
I agree.
Did you find your note on her, Dee Dee?
I basically said the same thing. She's shy.
Right. I mean, she's been in bad groups so far.
Yeah.
She was in the non-threats group and the bad decisions group. So hasn't got off to the best starts in terms of first impressions.
I didn't either.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with her personality. I think that people will just get to know her and she'll get more comfortable as the game progresses. And then I think that she'll gain more friends, higher scores.
Yeah, I actually don't see her as too shy, but I guess she comes off that way because in the second group, she was the one trying to lead the conversation when Kia was trying not to.
Right. Yeah. So that was kind of interesting to see. But yeah, I mean, not too outspoken, but she seems to be very friendly. So I don't think she'll be making too many enemies.
Oh, I wrote down a note for Kara Shakito too. I put she was too nice. Like she is way too nice.
Agreed.
That's gonna mess her up
Yeah,
real bad.
I can see that.
I mean, I think it's a smart way to start the game.
No, it's not.
She kind of let.
Why do you say that?
You obviously know better than.
Why do you say it's not?
Let us know.
You don't start off nice. Everybody gonna think you're a pushover. They're not gonna take you seriously. It's just a whole bunch of mess. You're gonna be trying to be nice to someone else, and they're gonna backstab you. You're gonna take it to the heart. It's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm hoping that she turns it on at some point. I'm wanting to see kind of her more vicious side because she's got a lot of energy, but she's gonna have to turn it against somebody at some point if she wants to keep heat off of herself.
Yeah.
Next, we'll talk about Armani, who has a pretty great personality. Everybody seems to like her, vibes with everybody.
I like her.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, she's really friendly, very outgoing. She seems to be liked among the group. I think that Sasha may already see her as a bit of a threat.
True, she did say that she looks like she's in it to win it.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that kind of thing, you got to kind of be careful. It's hard not to be yourself, but whenever you're that outgoing and that vocal and that comfortable that early on in the game, it seems to threaten people. So I hope she's not looking into trouble just for being herself, but
I don't think she can help it.
Yeah, same. Like she's not really acting any certain way. She's not really giving out low scores. I noticed most of the scores she was giving was pretty high, threes and aboves. So she seems to be just kind of being herself, being nice, being friendly, not like, not trying to undercut people with low scores or anything like that. So, usually you got to have a little bit of sneakiness in you. You got to have a little bit more strategy if you're going to make it all the way through. But I'm wishing the best for her. I like her a lot. I feel like we'd be friends.
Yeah.
You think she might be too nice, Didi?
A little bit, not as nice as, I forgot her name, Kia. Not as nice as her, but I saw she was giving like a whole bunch of high numbers too, right off the bat. So kind of bit too nice.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe somebody will piss her off and we'll get to see another side of her. This is all just first impressions.
That's the note I put for Shelby. That's her name. Is that the one that voted somebody a leadership just because of their zodiac sign?
She voted for Kia because she was a Capricorn.
Yeah, that was so dumb to me. I don't know why. I was like, what? And when they voted for Manu because he's the only guy, that was pretty dumb to me too.
Yeah, that was Kia, Aaron, and Alexia.
That was a funny vote.
I was
I will say some people take the signs really seriously. Like that,
yeah,
that says a lot to a lot of people.
That is too serious.
But hey, I mean, shoot, if that's our reasoning, I respect it.
We'll go over Ella and Hannah next. They kind of had a very similar episode where they both were appointed leaders by their group, go to this group with Manu. They all talk about their bad behavior in their teenage years. And they're the bad decision makers.
Man.
They are wild. I didn't do that when I was a teenager. I didn't do that.
No.
I walked out the front door. I never climbed out the window. Jeez, I mean,
on the side of
your mothers are going to see this episode and they're going to be very upset. Young ladies.
Wow.
Y'all spilling too much about the cells.
She just was on the side of the house.
Hey man, you got to get it how you get it sometimes, man. Sometimes the window's the only opportunity you got. Even with the camera, she didn't even let the camera stop her. Hey man, that's dedication.
Yeah.
Dedication to the badassery. No, my first impressions of them two, like I felt like Ella and Hannah would be on the movie Mean Girls. Like they wouldn't be some mean girls, but they just like their personality it's kind of made me think about that movie. And not in a bad way. I know that which one of them? I think Hannah really said that she had she like read people really well, and she had strategy of not trying to be too out in the front to get her voted out or whatnot. But they're definitely going to be alliances. Like they're best friends already. Like I don't see them turning against each other at all. So I feel like out of everybody, they made friends the fastest, and I think that's gonna help them later on. They're gonna need it because there's some people hating on them, like Manu and stuff.
If they are an alliance, though, is it good that they're both so similar? Sometimes that can lead them on the same see the same thing that can mess them up, I guess.
Right,
if they're both on the same path, they're both so similar.
It's definitely great to pair up with somebody who has strengths where your weaknesses are. So
yeah,
it's not, I don't think it's the best thing that they're super alike, but I think it just causes for an easy alliance. They may be able to bring somebody else into the fold that feel the same about them, that will help them out. So hey, it's better to have, an ally than none. I'm still feeling that.
Any other thoughts on either of them? My favorite part of that conversation, I don't know if you guys noticed, was Manu's face when they started talking about going out the window.
That was the easiest decision. When they said decision making, I was like, before they said that, I was like, oh, it's got to be Manu because these girls going out windows and stuff.
Yeah,
decision making.
They screwed themselves, but there's no way they could have known. They were just being themselves and being friendly, and they just spilled all this tea about bad decisions. So that was super funny. But I like them. They're a lot of fun. I think that they're going to be able to make friends in this game. So I think they'll be fine.
Next, we'll go over Sasha. She had to save her first conversation when it was, crickets in the beginning of that conversation. But
that was cringe. That entire chat.
Any thoughts on Sasha?
Yeah, I put a star by Sasha's name. I have a good feeling about Sasha. I don't know why. She just has the personality, she's really nice. Her social cues seems to be on point, but she's not too loud. She doesn't draw too much attention, you know? She seems to have a good head on her shoulders and to know that, let's see, there were other players in the game like Armani and somebody else that she mentioned that seemed to be good leaders and very vocal. And for that reason, she was like, well, they may be threats, you know, they're in it to win it. So I should probably kind of keep my eye on them. So I always feel a certain way about people that are thinking a couple of steps ahead. So I like what I see from Sasha so far.
There's been a couple people that already mentioned that she's easy to talk to, Dee Dee. Is there anybody in your season like that? And do you think that would help her?
Easy to talk to. It would, for me, it would be either Wesley or Delion for me.
But do you think that helped them in any way in the first game? Or well, Wesley had a whole problem of his own, so I'm trying to, you know, but
it kind of did until they tried to like shift how they act. So I guess she might be the same way.
Any other thoughts on Sasha?
I think she's gonna play a smart social game. She may get caught in an area that I get caught in sometimes, which is double dipping. Trying to be too close with too many different types of people, and then people find out. So hopefully she can keep her friends away from each other a little bit.
Who do you think she should align with?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Oh.
She may want to align with somebody a little bit quieter. Somebody maybe like Alexia or Aaron. I just see, you know, somebody, you know, her being so outgoing and being more of a leader, pairing up with someone who's a little bit more quiet, a little bit more in the background. They may be able to you know, to rally some numbers up together, and people may not expect it.
Not Manu, who's also quiet.
I don't know if anyone's gonna team up with Manu. Manu's on the team by himself. Like he wants the center stage. He doesn't want backup dancers. he wants it all to himself.
He's my favorite person. I just want to put that.
Oh my God. I cannot believe what's going on with Manu. I'm so ready to talk about him. I'm so ready to talk about this guy.
Well, he's last on my list, but we'll get there.
Fair enough.
Next we'll do, I guess, JJ and Alex together, who both seem to have, well, they started having suspicions of each other, and then they kind of seem to not. I don't know. But any thoughts on JJ or Alex? JJ's kind of Monet Dee Dee in that he's at work a lot. But
oh, that's what he was. Okay. Because at first, even when, like, not even including the work thing, it's just for some reason he was annoying me. I don't know why. Like, something about him just annoys me. Like, he wasn't talking. I mean, like, I understand he was at work and stuff. Now that I get it, but like, even still, I don't know if he was trying too hard to be funny. I'm not sure. I don't know. But Alex, it's always a damn Alex. I just thought about that. But Alex, he's a bit paranoid because I honestly think JJ really don't know what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing.
I would agree, probably.
Yeah. I was just like, he's doing something. Alex, chill, bro.
I actually really like Alex's level of paranoia. Like, it makes me think about the Alex from Survival.
Yes,
like, I think he's more like Dazed in Survival 1, who's also paranoid.
No, yeah, exactly. I just think that there's no scenario that's going to happen that Alex would not have at least thought about first. He thinks about everything that goes on.
True.
I'm not so sure if they'll be able to, JJ or Alex will be able to take a strategy and push it through. Alex seems to think a lot, and I don't know how much JJ is thinking, but then when they go to their chat, it doesn't really, like, it's like their plans don't really seem to go into fruition. I noticed like a lot of times when they were talking, having conversations back and forth, they weren't looking at the camera. Both of them were like exchanging conversation, but they were like, kind of like looking off into the distance over here or something. So I don't know if they were shy to start off the game or whatnot, but they're gonna kind of have to, you know, kind of toughen up and you know, get into a little bit more of the conversations and make more alliances and things like that. You know, I think Alex's head's in the right place, but he's going to have to be able to get in there and execute his plans if he wants to do well in this game.
Is there any chance they could be good if they work together, or is that a recipe for a disaster?
disaster.
think so. I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't
I don't think it's either in either of them's best interest to work with each other.
No.
I think that they're gonna need somebody with a little bit more influence in the game. I feel like they're kind of be on an island if they choose to pair up. It wouldn't be my choice. No offense.
Any other thoughts on either of them?
Alex is really smart though.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
He's really smart.
He just doesn't have the social game to back it up.
No.
You don't
But we'll
think?
see what he can do with it. Give him a little bit of time. We'll see if he can warm up to everybody.
Because he was warming up.
Yeah, he's already starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the team, which or with the other contestants, which is good. JJ, I don't know. I think he's kind of a lost cause. I don't know. I've never been a fan of the strategy. Like kind of like what Alex is saying. I don't know what's going on. I don't think I'm gonna win. Y'all are probably gonna do better than me. I think people see through that way too easily. Like Alex saw through that in the very first conversation, and I felt the exact same way. Like I just don't think it's perceived super well.
I kind of agree with Didi though that it wasn't. He was actually not. Doesn't know what
Like
he's
he
doing.
was being
but
honest.
You're right though that it's perceived
Right.
that way, and then perception is reality.
Right.
So
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. I don't think he's faking anything.
I think he's so
being-
serious.
Yeah. Same.
we'll go ahead and talk about Alexia next. She's bringing Southern hospitality so far. I guess that's her biggest
I
strategy
just
going
want to
into this
speak for
game.
the South. Tennessee is not the South. It's not. I know y'all talk about the Mason-Dixon line, whatever, but you're not from the South. It's like Alabama, Georgia, all of it.
I don't know. She,
Texas.
Southern people tend to talk a little slow, and she talks a little slower. So
Right.
I don't know.
I'll take her.
I guess.
We'll take her.
Well, she's doing something right though, because I mean, she was a power player. So
Yeah. I was pretty surprised by that.
Yeah.
Everyone seemed to think she was pretty quiet. She didn't really seem to stand out in too many in the conversations, which, in my opinion, to start off is definitely not a bad thing. It's okay to blend in at the beginning. Don't put a target on your back. But for her to have gotten the scores that she needed to be up here, I mean, she obviously gained some respect from some of the players that I didn't really pick up on. So big ups to her for that great of a first impression. But sometimes, I mean, it's always good to win this early, but sometimes when you do, people start to look at you a little bit. Like, I think somebody like Kia is like, man, like I was leading a lot of those conversations, and Alexia is a power player. Like, all right, I might need to keep an eye on Alexia, or I might need to change my strategy or whatnot so I can beat her. But definitely wish her the best.
any thoughts on Alexia, Didi?
No, I don't have anything on Alexia.
She quiet.
We will
I think
go.
her and Aaron would be a good duo. I mean, I think they're already kind of feeling each other,
They seem to
Yeah.
like each other.
I think they can be good friends, but not like for this game. I
but
don't
not good in the
think.
game.
Yeah.
Maybe that's really what I'm thinking. I just like the pair.
We will go on to one of the driving forces of strategy in this game so far. It would be Chris, who is always thinking strategy.
That is
So how do you
Alex.
think
That is
will-
Alex.
Right? Yeah, like 100%.
When he first started talking, I was
brain
like,
game.
Alex.
Brain game.
So will this strategizing work in online isolation like it did in online survival, Didi?
I don't know. I know sometimes that online isolation can work for online survival, but I don't know if it can be the other way around. I'm not sure. But you still have the main thing in this competition is to be social. He's pretty social, so I don't think he's in any trouble or anything.
He's also one of the first power players, Dot. So thoughts on Chris?
Yeah, he's number one in my book right now. I think that his brain is in the game more than I think anybody else. He's thinking light years ahead. He's thinking about the end of the game on the first day, and that's great for him. But he's also got the social game to back it up. He can make friends with people. He can crack jokes. Whenever they were making campaigns on who was it the best decision makers or whatever it was,
Yeah.
I feel like he made a really good case for himself, talking about the businesses he runs and all that kind of stuff. So he has a good head on his shoulders, and he's got a good personality. So I think that combination is going to do really well for him.
I don't think so.
You don't?
Because if you're too strategic and at the top and like seem like the leader in most things in this competition, people most likely gonna get you out because you're competition.
Right.
So I
Right.
think
That's true.
too open.
I do think that other people in the game may see him as a front runner as well. You know, him having so much experience and being a bit older and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's smart enough to dial it down a bit, you know, to make friends with the right people, to make sure that he's staying in people's good graces. You know, I think that he'll evolve his game to make sure he's in a good place. I believe in this cat.
Well, last but certainly not least, apparently we'll
Certainly
talk about
not.
Manu and his. He had quite the episode. He was quiet, and yet he succeeded in
all the way
way
to the top. My boy Manu.
Team Manu.
Man, this guy, yo, like this dude, Manu does not give a fuck. Like he puts Manu above all. Like he is number one. Like he died for our sins. He's Jesus Christ. Like this is
David Ruffin.
Like he's the best decision maker. He's the best leader.
Yeah.
He's a power player. He's got it all. And I just think, man, like, whew, this man's in trouble, man. He's got to start making some friends. Like he's got to start making some friends. I'm glad he's feeling himself. You should definitely be confident, but like other people kind of got to be feeling you too. And people are going to start putting the connections together. Like a whole like Kia and Alexia and Aaron all heard him vote for himself to be, and you know, a leader in the first group. And then what Hannah and Ella saw him vote for himself the second round. People are going to start talking and figuring out that he's really only about himself. And then he's probably going to be in trouble.
You seem to disagree, did you?
Because he's likable. Because I know what's her
Is
name?
he?
Yeah. A couple of them. I think it was Hannah. I'm not sure. Hannah was one of them, and Ella. It was somebody. The one with the fingernails.
I think Hannah.
Yeah, it was Hannah. She was one of them that said he's likable, and like I don't think they noticed it yet. Like in this first episode, I don't think they noticed the conceitness per se of him for him to be in any trouble like that. I think he can last a while because nobody's going to take him seriously.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel them not taking him seriously because he's so quiet. But if he keeps being at the top of the leaderboards and without really having to necessarily really work for it, I think people like for example, if I was Kia, I'd feel a certain way. Like he is putting in more work than almost anybody to try to build social connections. And she's been at the bottom pretty much the entire show so far. And Manu's been at the top. Like she should have been the leader in that first chat, and she gave it to Manu.
But she's so nice. I don't think she's going to act on it.
But she's smart though. Like it's a smart nice. Like she's nice for a reason, you know. So I don't there's gonna be too many people seeing him doing well without like actually making connections. And if the game is smart enough, they'll be able to catch up on him not really like looking out for anybody else. You gotta have friends in this game. You know, you have to make alliances. And I mean, who's he gonna make an alliance with?
Hannah? I don't know.
I mean, the dude said he's never danced before. I don't think Hannah and Ella ain't the type to be hanging out with people that ain't never danced. They be crashing proms.
I will say, to be fair, there was no other choice in the second group than to Manu to be the good decision.
Right,
maker.
but he shouldn't have been the one to say it though. Like he should have. You gotta have some finesse. You gotta have some finesse, man.
They talking about
you can't say like, yeah, I'm the best decision maker in this group. Yeah, but like I don't know, man. I feel like if you're a leader, if you're a great decision maker, let people tell you that. You know, like you should be confident if you're building a case for yourself, like Chris did. Yeah, brag on yourself. But I mean, you're pretty much saying you're better than everybody without any real basis of it. You know.
I don't think he's saying he's better than anyone.
I think he is. All right, but he's also a better leader. And he said he don't want to pair with nobody who thinks they're a leader because he is the leader. Like he's the one. Jesus Christ.
It's working for him though. But I mean, is he really a threat if he's so quiet,
I
or is
mean,
he a threat because he's
nah.
sneaky?
I think they're going to overlook him completely. Unless it gets too obvious. Like if he keeps getting at the top back to back, then it make it obvious. But if he doesn't, like if he end up in the middle and stuff, like alternate back and forth, he's gonna go through. He's just gonna slip right on through.
True beans, true beans. If he says it in the middle, he may be okay. I would just be a little salty, man. I'd be a little salty, like who are the power players? Chris, Sasha, Alexia, and Manu. Like, I mean, all three of them were all surprised that he was there as well. Like, they if he keeps staying in the top or the middle, they may want someone to be there who's been working a little bit harder for it.
Chris seems the most shocked. Do you think he might be the one to start putting shit in the water?
I don't think so. I think he's too smart to. If anything, I think Chris may stick out an olive branch and try to be friends with the guy. I mean, I don't think he has a reason not to. I think he's smart enough to try to do something like that. But I don't know. I'm thinking more like a Kia or like an Armani. I don't know, man. Like the people who are trying a bit harder for social connections, who aren't necessarily getting a whole lot of the love yet, they may feel a certain way about it moving forward.
Any final thoughts on Manu?
Good luck. Good luck, bro.
Team Manu.
Good luck, bro. Anything's possible.
Well, before we get to the incoming DeLeon and Elizabeth, I want to talk a little bit about the predictions of the power players. Of who do you think they're going to vote into the void? The low group is JJ, Shelby, Alex, Hannah, and Aaron, I believe. Two of those will be voted into the void.
And who are the power players?
Power players are Chris, Alexia, Sasha, and Manu.
Yeah, JJ is gone.
Well, I'm pretty sure at this early stage in the game, it's less strategy and more just like who do you vibe with.
Yeah.
Like you kind of want to play the game with people that you like. So let's see. I mean, I definitely think that JJ and Alex were receiving the least amount of love from their peers. So they could be in trouble. Definitely JJ. I don't think anybody's really connecting with him yet. And I don't think out of these four, I don't think anybody really got along that well with Alex either. So maybe those two.
Did everyone in the power player group meet everyone?
Nope, it's the first one, so it's nobody has a lot of information. They've all only met certain people.
And they're gonna they're gonna decide together who they're gonna send to the void, right?
Yeah, at least 3 out of the 4 have to agree.
Right. And only is it one person or 2 people?
It's 2.
2 people? I don't know. Chris kind of seems to feel a way about being around all these women. He wants some more testosterone in the game. So he may, and he seems to be like a leader of conversations. He may be leading this conversation based on these 4, I would think. So he may try to keep someone like Alex in the game. Boy, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it may be a bit of a crapshoot. I think Chris is going to lead the conversation, but I don't think he knows anybody enough to be able to make a good decision. So I don't know. Maybe they'll choose by random again. Like who knows?
You say Aaron was in the bottom too?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say JJ and Aaron. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, I was getting Aaron confused with Ella. Okay, Aaron. All right. Damn, why they hating on Aaron?
I don't know. He just didn't stand out.
It's not cool. That's my girl. Y'all chill out.
As long as it's not me.
Okay.
It can be this time.
Yeah, so I'm good.
All right. Don't get too attached to your boy. I would say overall, maybe JJ and Hannah. I feel like Hannah's been pretty talkative. She's made a few relationships, but she may have said some things that may have kind of rubbed people the wrong way. A couple of people kind of noted how she was it was like her and Ella going back and forth, but they weren't doing too much group chatting in that last chat, and that may turn some people off. I don't know if any of those people in that chat are power players now. But just for now, I guess I would say JJ and Hannah.
Right. Well, we will get the next prediction, Dee, two of your ex-castmates, Elizabeth and DeLeon. What do they got to do to fit in with this cast? Especially DeLeon, because you know he's
DeLeon is going to start drama. I already see it coming.
Already.
Elizabeth's going to start the parties with the drinks and everything. It's just going to be one big party. They're going to make it more like enjoyable to watch, more comical.
Do you think it would bode well for them with this cast?
If they tell them that they were from the first season, I don't think it will. I messed up when I did that.
You don't want them to pull you?
If they don't pull a me, I think they're going to go really far because they already know how to play the game. So they might be in the top, probably. I don't know.
Now, Dot, you might know a little something about DeLeon's game, but we can't talk about that yet. But
right.
What are your thoughts on DeLeon and Elizabeth coming to this game?
Well, DeLeon, he's a firecracker. And he's the kind of dude whether you either love him or you hate him. There's no in between, right? Because he his heart's on his sleeve and he says what's on his mind. I actually get the feeling that this group is gonna like him. I see him getting along with Armani and with Sasha. Kia, maybe. I think that they may clash a little bit, but I think that he'll be able to win the hearts of enough people to be an influencer in this game. I think that he'll be loved by more than he's hated by. But who knows? He's a wild card. Who knows, man? And I don't really know much about Elizabeth yet, so I guess I'll find out in the next episode.
Elizabeth, she was out early in your season, so what does she need to avoid other than making pacts with people that don't vote each other, right?
It don't. Keep her strategies to herself. Don't, like, if you lied, just keep it as a lie. Like, don't say nothing like she did the last time.
Who do you think she might be able to vibe with on this cast?
Hannah, Hannah and Ella, because of is that Ella the one with the wild nights escaping from
You think Elizabeth's been jumping out of windows?
I know Elizabeth has been jumping. I think all three of them are going to get along really good.
Well, any final thoughts or predictions?
It's gonna be fun. I think most people are focusing a lot on having great first impressions, and I think that they've done a great job so far. But we'll see how people feel when people start stirring the pot and when emotions start flaring. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So we'll see who can keep their composure and then who can bounce back after showing a side of themselves that they may not have wanted to show.
I think that the people are getting their hopes up because they're power players. They're going to be rudely awakened because they're going to get comfortable and they're probably going to like stress it that they like you're not going to stay at the top all the time. So they're probably going to stress it when they go down. And for the people at the bottom, I noticed that they were making it a big deal that they were in a non-threat group. It's not really a bad position to be at the first night or the first round, but I saw them getting into their feelings about that. They're just a really sensible group, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not get your feelings hurt. You feel like you have a great conversation with people, and next thing you know, you're in the worst group. It's like, damn, all right. I gave all y'all's 3s and 4s. All right.
I'll say it's only a good thing if you're in the bottom group and you don't get voted out on the first round.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Definitely stay away from getting voted out. Good strategy.
Well, I will say you will see some strategy this season, so you can look forward to that. We could hopefully talk about that in the future. We'll see how that plays out on this game compared to Survival. But I want to thank you both for joining me for this first podcast. I'll try and get Lils back from Tampa Bay next week. Maybe she'll join us.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. It was a great episode. Look forward to analyzing the next one. More notes, more fun. Good luck, everybody.
Team Manu.
You are
Team-
riding hard for Team
Team
Money.
Money. All right.
You might have-
All right.
And Dillion and Elizabeth.
Those are your top three.
Let's say
Yes.
What are your top three, Dad?
Team Chris, Team Sasha, and Team Armani. Love the energy. Love that you got your name on your wall, girl. Go ahead.
True.
Yeah. Love yourself. I love it.
All right. Thank you both. I will see you guys next week. Anything you guys want to promote? Not that we get that many downloads, but
Shoot. Y'all need to follow Didi on TikTok. She be doing some crazy shit. Dancing on cars and shit. No, I got some stuff in the works. I got some stand-up comedy shows and stuff coming out, but not for a little bit. I'm working on stuff. So if you want to know when I'm doing a stand-up comedy show or some kind of improv show or something, check me out, .comedy.com on Instagram. I think also .comedy.com on TikTok if you're into that kind of thing. So F with your boy.
all right. I will see you guys next week. I'll email you guys later in the week.
Oh, and Alex too on Spotify.
You always promoting Alex.
Yay! The Wonder Kid.
Oh, he drank for me. He did his
It is?
shot.
He sent me
did
one
them.
too. Yeah, he did me one too. Yeah, a man of his word. Respect to Alex. A true champion.
Finally.
Good on Alex.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I'll see you both next week.